Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hafiz Reflects. I'm your host, Hafiz, and we are coming to you from central London. As you can see behind me, there is there's a Christian gathering of Christians saying Christian things. Now, I haven't actually done a sound check, so I'm going to do that now. I'll be honest, I went live a little bit hesitantly. I wasn't expecting to go live just yet. I was waiting to go live in a minute. But let's see if we are connected. There is a protest on the other side due to reach that area any moment now. But for now, I just want to see if my live is actually living. Let's see. Yes, it is. Random Tactical. Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. I hope everybody's well. Salute, Hafiz. Be safe out there. Thank you, brother. I will try. Why didn't my thumbnail come out? That's a bit off. I chose a different thumbnail. Hello, A to Z. Good to see you. Now, there is a protest soon to start over there, but right now, behind me, actually, I'm going to turn around so you guys can actually kind of see it. It's not quite ready yet. There's still the protest on the other side isn't quite ready yet. They're still getting there, but what the hell? Okay. It seems all the buttons on my GoPro have suddenly ceased to work. I don't know why. It's gone all crazy, the GoPro. I have to hard stop it. Oh, son of a bitch. How's it going, fellas? How's it going? How's it going? You okay?
You know there's another march.
Yeah, I was waiting for them. Is it?
It's pathetically small. What would you say the number was? 1,000?
Or a couple of thousand at the moment.
Yeah.
Very
Do you want to sit down, Andy?
Yeah. And mainly communists with communist flags.
Yeah, I noticed because there's the Communist Party's sort of.
It's a complete top trumps of the Communist Party.
Is
Yeah,
it?
all the
But
different
we
splinter groups.
give top awards to the Revolutionary Communist Party for their
Boisterousness.
mime and movement, their dance show.
They were all like
They're all
crouching
sort of
low on the
crouching,
ground and then all
jumping.
jumping up.
What do we want?
And they were all students.
50 of them, aren't we? Red flags.
So what's all this about other than the Lord?
The Lord. It's mostly about the Lord.
Anyone we know here?
Talking about the Lord, praising the Lord.
So you weren't
No, I was expecting Bob to be here.
I thought
Oh,
it was probably
right.
there.
Yeah,
Both sides.
but it was. No, he's not. This is not Bob's
I
crew.
was going to say his church has expanded. If it is.
Well,
This is
it is.
this is still the Jesus hood, but you know, different colors.
Yeah, that red one.
These are the cribs. Bob's the Bloods.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to wander over there just for quick.
Yeah. Wonder,
I'm going to
guys.
stay here.
Are you sure?
Want to see one, not to see them all. So are you going tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm planning to be. That is the plan for now, because I'm not seeing the girlfriend today.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
It was alright. We just got back from Paris.
Oh nice. Oh well.
It
Hear
was
bad things about Paris. It depends where you go. I suppose.
No, generally,
Covered in
I'll
shit
be,
and like.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. On that level, GoPro has gone absolutely insane. Something isn't right with the software on these things. They haven't quite got the software right, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
What's
it
wrong, you know?
just suddenly crashed on me just now, and I had to like take the battery out, and we're also getting all of this crap unscrewed as a pain in the ass. But this is version 9. I don't know. Maybe I should run some sort of software.
Built on the phone.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let me see if I can get something for the audience. Maybe. So there's a lot that's coming down. They haven't made it there yet.
No, they stopped at the top of the right wall, I think, so they could finish setting up the stage. They've got a really big rig, you know, full on stage. Literally, there's about 2 I don't, once they stopped, we bunch up, they probably won't reach from where the stage is to the women's in other words, about 200 metres, about 200 metres. Once they're spread out to the one wall. So much for the revolution.
Yeah, the revolution will not only be not televised, it won't even be on YouTube. It won't even make a TikTok.
What was funny, we walked all the way from the BBC with alongside it. And the looks of that I mean, when you think about it, they're saying tax the rich. In fact, people who are passing
Probably, yeah. That's probably why.
They're not going to garner a lot of support.
That's probably why they weren't really on board on that. We are the rich, and we're here to shop in peace with filthy, unwashed.
But they're mostly, as you know, these are except one guy came up and not we were reading through their policy points. It seems that this is the thought. It says controlled immigration. We're just talking about the national. Yeah. So.
A bit social.
I'm coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to follow Stephen and Co for a bit. Mostly, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to follow Stephen Co for a moment, but we're mostly not gonna go to the bar. If I go to the bar, I may have to end the live stream. Oh no, they're there, they've arrived. I see the balloons. They have arrived. Sorry guys, started a little boring. To be honest, I didn't actually mean to start just yet. I just did. So, oh, is this James with glasses? James
Brown. Yeah.
James Brown is literally his name. Why? He is. He's very. To be honest with you, from what I understand, those are tuppence to him. So, well, gents, I'm gonna go join this lot for a bit. I've got to do something. I started a live stream. can't just abandon it 10 minutes in. I want to abandon it for a drink. Don't get me wrong. I just feel I owe the watching public, all 4 of them. All right, guys, we are now going to this sort of end the austerity protest. We're approaching it from the back end. They have now made it to Whitehall. Sorry. They have made it to Downing Street and got these giant balloon things. We're approaching the thing from behind. We're coming up the rear. Let's see where we get with this. There they are. There we go. They're trying to deflate the balloons. It's proven to be rather harder than it looks. Let's keep going.
First of all, when the disabled people are under attack, what do you do? Paul Peters, speak up! Solidarity, everyone! Give a large spoon to Robert Reeves! Yeah, you got it! Labour's proposed disability benefit cuts will be catastrophic and will see 9 billion cut from the welfare state by 2029-30, and see cuts to PIP with a 4-point rule will see 1.5 million disabled people lose their entitlement to the daily living component of PIP, and with it passported benefits of the health element of UC, carers allowance, carers element of UC, blue badges and bus passes, and it will drag millions of disabled people into the benefit cap with cuts to housing support, ramping up homelessness. The impact on women and carers will be devastating, with 150,000 carers impacted. This government are taking the piss out of us. Stop attacking us! The abolition of the work capability assessment in 2028 will see millions of disabled people dragged into the job centre and under the harsh conditionality and benefit sanctions. All of this impacts on disabled workers with cuts to PIP and access to work being slashed, while they have had a devastating impact on disabled creatives, and will also impact on the deaf community and BSL users and disabled workers. Starmer thinks these cuts will alter our behaviour and get us into work. So here's our message to Starmer. Stop austerity 2.0, tax the rich. We want welfare, not warfare. Together, let us build the biggest anti-austerity movement that this country has ever seen, with disabled people at the heart of it. And to all disabled people who've come out on the march today, and every single disabled person who are at home watching on the live stream, this is for you! Solidarity to all of you. And let's tell Rachel Reeves her days are numbered. solidarity, and see you all soon.
Honestly, this is such a beautiful sight. There are thousands and thousands here protesting against austerity Labour, austerity 2.0. After 14 years of Conservative cuts, we expect better from a Labour government. And let me tell you something, there is a strike at the minute happening in Birmingham. You will have all seen it. It is a cause célèbre. We are seeing working people lose up to £10,000 of their salaries. We have had enough of cuts to working class people while the rich get richer. Now their strike has been inspirational, and I am so glad to welcome the Birmingham Big Strikers. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks to the organisers of today's event. Friends, September 2023 is a date to most of no significance to some people, but to 370 waste workers, this is when Birmingham City Council announced it had issued a Section 114 notice, effectively declaring bankruptcy and announcing debts of up to 176 million due to equal pay claims. Then in October 23, the then Tory government sending 6 commissioners, with Max Keller at the helm, to overhaul Birmingham City Council with powers of finance and decision making scheduled to last 5 years. Birmingham City Council then passes budget cuts, the largest in local authority history, cutting 600 council jobs, selling 11 community centres, moving bin collections to fortnightly, council tax rises by 21% for 2 years. Now in July 24, Labour take control of government. These 6 commissioners, instead of being dismissed, are told to continue with their plans for Birmingham City Council under the guidance of Angela Rayner. Within those 2 years, they have announced their plans to restructure the waste service, and as we now know, the workers are to suffer yet again. Firstly, they removed a safety critical role, then the grade 3 role completely, causing losses of £6,000 a year. Now secondly, after reassurances, drivers have now been told to expect a downgrade and losses of up to £10,000 a year. Friends, Angela Rayner recently visited Birmingham, but not a picket line, I hasten to add, and told bin workers to accept the generous offer that had been offered. The same offer which Birmingham City leader John Cotton says, and I quote, "No workers will lose money." Comrades, enough is enough. Why should we be made to pay for our employers' mistakes and be forced into austerity? Let the fat cats pay out of their 5.7 pay rise with what they gave themselves. They say they are bankrupt, yet figures are now reporting that since industrial action, it has cost Birmingham City Council 200 million and 1 million for the service of West Midlands Police. Costs which included private security guards, private waste companies, agency recruitment and High Court injunctions. This strike has been compared to strikes of the past. I'd like to think this is the one that shaped our future. A future where my comrades who are here today and build a future without worry or fear. Finally, on behalf of 370 striking bin workers, thank you for solidarity and thank you to our families for your unconditional support and understanding. Solidarity to all.
Solidarity to the bin workers. But we're also here to say our NHS is not for sale. Whose NHS? Whose NHS? We're welcoming to the stage Dr. Andrew Mercer and Nurse Holly Turner.
Hello everyone, colleagues, friends, allies. I'm so proud to stand with everyone today. My profession, I'm a learning disability nurse and I work with some of the most vulnerable people in our society, people whose needs are complex and people whose voices are too often ignored. And today I stand here not just as a nurse but as an advocate and a witness to the injustice of this cruel Labour government. Our annual pay award was recently announced at 3.6%, and we're told that is all we are worth. That we, the people holding the broken services together, showing up day after day, working with moral injury from being forced to deliver substandard care in unsafe wards. Should we accept another year of real terms pay cuts? We're streeting. This is not recognition, this is an insult. And it's not just our wages they're cutting, it's the lifelines people depend on. Disability benefits are being slashed, leaving families in fear, people isolated, unsupported, pushed further to the margins. It's not just cruel, it's cowardly. You do not balance the books by breaking the backs of the people who are already carrying the heaviest loads. But we're not alone in this fight. I stand in full solidarity with our doctors, our junior colleagues and our consultants who are also fighting for pay restoration. We're for the fullest unity across the public sector workforce and beyond, and we won't fall for this government's divisive tactics. So I say to those in power, we are not going away, we're not backing down. You may underestimate our resolve, but hear this loud and clear. Workers are the heartbeat of the NHS, and we will always fight back. We're here, we're ready, and we will not stop until care is valued, until disability is respected, and until our pay is restored. Health workers, now is your time, not just to speak out, but to act. When your ballot arrives, vote reject to the insulting pay award. Reject a system that rewards burnout and punishes care. And to every worker, this fight is yours too. Stand with us. Demand the dignity we all deserve. Together, across every sector, we are powerful. Together, we can turn rejection to resistance. And resistance is change. Solidarity.
Hey everybody, I am Andrew. I love the NHS. This is why we need a wealth tax in 2 minutes. So let's do a maths problem together, okay? If former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has 650 million pounds, 650 million pounds, and we apply a 2% wealth tax to that amount, how much would he have left to pay? I'll speed this up. He would have to pay 13 million pounds, okay? And so he starts off with 650 million. We take away 13 million and he's left with 637 million pounds. Oh my goodness, pobrecito, maskin, that poor thing. He has to live on 637 million pounds. That's how absurd this argument is, and that's why we desperately need a wealth tax. Taxing wealth is not radical, it's not insane, it's not going to put Rishi Sunak and other wealthy folks in the poorhouse, it's just common sense. Look, austerity 1.0 killed 1 million people. The Tories used austerity to destroy our public services, our cities, our communities, and what's insane is allowing that to ever happen again, allowing 20% of the population to suffer in poverty because labor is too weak to ask the super rich to pay just a bit more. That's insane. Allowing our hospitals to crumble, our schools to crumble, our kids to go hungry, allowing pensioners to freeze to death in one of the wealthiest countries on the planet. That's insane. That's immoral. That's a failure of our government to protect our elders, and we must not stand for it any longer. And I'll tell you one more thing that's insane. Every year, we lose 20,000 doctors and 40,000 nurses to the private sector and to health systems abroad because this government refuses to pay restoration for us. That's something that's insane. We're leaving record numbers. They need to support us better. Taxing wealth isn't mad, it's straight up common sense. So labor, end the insanity. We don't need austerity 2.0, we need a Britain 2.0. We can have a bright future ahead of us, but the only way we'll get there is if we tax wealth. And start rebuilding this country together. Thank you so much, and thank you for being with us in the rain.
Let's hear it for NHS workers! Let's send a very clear message to West Streeting and all of those who want to privatise what is a public good. Please NHS! Please NHS! Listen, I've just seen Jeremy Corbyn and Auntie Diana backstage. They're going to be speaking to you soon. I know it's raining, but it is raining on the righteous. Our next speaker is representing the public sector, the PCS union, 200,000 members. It is absolutely unacceptable that our civil servants are still getting paid poverty wages, having to claim benefits, and now there's talk about bringing in AI. Please give it up for Martin Kavanagh.
Thanks very much, Daniel, and solidarity, comrades from PCS. Every single one of you out there in the rain, you were here for a reason. You were here for a really important reason. We've had a Labour government for nearly a year now that has not been listening to the workers, has not been listening to benefit claimants, not been listening to disabled, has not been listening to the working class, and it's not been listening. It's in the pocket of big business. So our message, comrades, has to be loud and clear today. That we will not accept, and we will never accept, a government that is more interested in funding arms sales than it is looking after the poor in its own country. Comrades, we will not accept a government that is complicit in genocide abroad whilst implementing austerity at home. Because, comrades, they came in, didn't they, into power, allegedly saying they were going to make work pay, allegedly saying they're going to make a fairer and more inclusive society, the greatest wave of insourcing. And what have they done instead? They've come after the pensioners, they're coming after the disabled, they're coming after young people claiming benefits, they're coming after my members in PCS because they want to cut services to the public. So the message we have to give, if you can increase defence spending, and let's call it what it is, comrades, it's not defence spending, it's military spending, it's warfare. If you can do that, then you can pay your own workforce a decent standard of living. You can make sure that thousands of our members are no longer on the living wage. You can make sure that every single person who has to claim benefits is treated with respect and dignity with a properly funded social security system. And comrades, we can win these aims, we can win these demands, because we've done it before. And if they're not prepared to listen, we have to be ready, not just today to mobilise, but to come back louder and even bigger next time. And we keep going until we win. We keep going until Starmer listens, till Starmer stops being complicit in genocide in Gaza. We absolutely keep going until they scrap the benefit cuts. We keep going until they give every worker respect, dignity, and a decent standard of living. And above all else, comrades, we give the working class what we've always earned, what we've always deserved, a decent, fair society that pays its way, that treats us with respect and dignity. And if you're not going to do it, we'll come back in our thousands, our tens of thousands, our hundreds of thousands, and our millions. Because we, at the end of the day, are the people who keep this country going. Solidarity, comrades. Have a great day. Solidarity.
Thank you, Martin Kavanagh from the PCS Union. And well done to all the PCS marchers out there today. Wave your flags high. So the People's Assembly, this is a launch pad for a new campaign against this austerity-ridden Labour government. So today, it's a springboard, it's a start. Our next speaker is a co-founder of the People's Assembly Against Austerity. He's also a co-founder of Stop the War Coalition. It's my great pleasure to welcome John Rees.
Well, we are demanding welfare, not warfare. And so from this rally, I want us to send a message of solidarity to the dock workers of Marseille who are blocking arms deliveries to Israel, to the dock workers of Genoa who are blocking arms to Israel, to the dock workers of Piraeus in Greece who are blocking arms deliveries to Israel. Because when they say that we have to spend the money generated by hard-working trade unionists in this country to spend on nuclear submarines, to spend 15 billion. That's the wages of 40,000 nurses every year on armaments. When they say they're going to take tax money out of our pockets and put it in the profits of the arms corporations, we say this is no Labour government. This is no Labour government, because if it were a Labour government, it would stick up for labouring people and not for the profiteers and the corporations and the arms corporations. So enough is enough. We're here today, but we're also here to give warning. We will be on the streets again and again and again until this government either gives way or gets out of the way. And when the Labour Party conference comes around in Liverpool, a city with a proud working class reputation, on the eve of that conference, I want it to be very clear to Keir Starmer and to Rachel Reeves, we will be outside your conference with a massive demonstration of working people who will demand housing, hospitals, schools, not bombs, not nuclear weapons, not conscription. We want a life for working people, not to be sent to the front in some insane war in Europe, as Keir Starmer seems to imagine is the future for this country. So stay fighting, get organised, get into your unions. Do what the Birmingham bin workers have done. Defend yourselves when they come for you. March, protest, and let's get a policy that benefits working people and doesn't try to thieve out of their pockets for the corporations and the arms manufacturers. Solidarity.
Big thank you, Joe. If there's money for supersonic missiles, there's money for school support staff. If there's money for nukes, there's money for nurses. And if there is money for predator drones, then there is enough money to ensure that disabled people can live lives of dignity. I am so proud to introduce our next speaker. She is the auntie of our movement, the first black woman MP to be elected to Parliament in 1987. She is an absolute hero. Please welcome the MP for Stoke Newington, Diane Ablett.
Comrades, it is so great to see you all gathered here today, because this is not just a struggle for London or a struggle for England. This is an international struggle, be it Italy, be it Germany, be it France, and be it America under Donald Trump. We have to mobilize internationally to fight the rich and the powerful, to fight the racists, not just racists that you might see on the street, but racists in our own Labour Party. We have to fight them. I was very disturbed to hear Keir Starmer on the subject of immigration. He talked about closing the book on a squalid chapter for our politics. Immigrants represent a squalid chapter. he talked about how he thought immigration, and I'm quoting from him, has done incalculable damage to this green and pleasant land, which is nonsense. Immigrants built this land, built this society. And finally he said, we risk becoming an island of strangers. I thought that was a fundamentally racist thing to say. It is contrary to Britain's history. My parents came to this country in the 50s. They were not strangers. They helped to build this country. So I think Keir Starmer is quite wrong to say that the way that you beat reform is to copy reform. We have to stand against these cuts. We have to stand against the austerity budget, and by coming together, fighting together, rallying together, we will win.
We are going to die on it! And what we do in the People's Assembly is we bring people together. We bring campaigns together. We bring anti-austerity MPs together. We bring the Green Party. We have them under our umbrella as well. So we are proud now to welcome Zach Polanski, Deputy Leader of the Green Party.
Thank you. Friends, there are over 300,000 people in this country sleeping homeless. There are 2.3 million people using food banks. There are over 3 million people living in fuel poverty. And Keir Starmer, his response, it's time to make difficult decisions. Why are these always difficult decisions for children living in poverty? Why are they always difficult decisions for disabled people, for migrants? Why are they not difficult decisions for multi-millionaires, for billionaires, for fossil fuel giants, for unscrupulous landlords? It is time to tax the rich. It is time to recognise inequality lies at the heart of all of our problems. There is no environmental justice without racial, social and economic justice. The government say there is no money left. There is no money for books in our schools, but they can spend billions and billions of pounds on bonds. Keir Starmer says the genocide is intolerable. We'll tell him what is intolerable. Intolerable is to see a Labour government not just complicit, but actively participating, selling weapons, sharing intelligence, end the genocide, and free Palestine. They will look for anyone else to say it is their problem. But the problem is not flying. But the problem is not growing here by dinghy. The problem here is not migrants, people seeking asylum, who will pay similar tax than they will ever take out in social security. The problem is flying above our heads by private jet, and the problem is living in number 10 Downing Street. Margaret Thatcher said that Tony Blair was her greatest legacy. Who knows what she would have thought about Keir Starmer? But she said there is no such thing as society, and decades of austerity have tried to prove it. They have shut down our libraries. They have destroyed our green spaces. They are closing our community centres. And we will fight back, because there is such a thing as society. There is such a thing as community. It is right here, right now. It is organising. It is our workers. It is our trade unions. It is our campaigns. It is standing up against racism. It is organising. It is collecting. It is joining the Green Party or whatever political movement and saying, we demand change. We deserve better. Friends, solidarity. Thank you.
Bring up Zach Polanski! Now we know one thing, an austerity Labour government is going to march Nigel Farage into number 10, and we are not going to stand for it. But the reality is right now we have 4.5 million children living in poverty, a number growing under a Labour government. We want to see an end to the two-child benefit cap now! Now our next speaker represents a very, very fine union. She is an art teacher, but she is also the national president of the National Education Union. Big up, Sarah Kilpatrick.
NU has 500,000 members, 500,000 educators, and every single one of us knows what it is to try and work with a hungry child, to try and work with a child who doesn't have the appropriate support for their special educational needs or their disability. Every single one of our 500,000 members knows that our schools are underfunded, knows that there is a recruitment and retention crisis in our profession that we are not fixing. The government are not fixing it. And instead of feeding children, instead of clothing children, instead of allowing children to have the funding they require in their schools in order to learn, they fund a scholasticide in Gaza. They use our money to murder children overseas instead of building our communities here. We will not stand for it. We want books, not bombs. We want welfare, not warfare. When a Labour government, a long-awaited Labour government, come into power with an unrivaled majority, and instead of using it to create hope, instead of using it to repair our schools, to repair education, to repair our NHS, to rebuild what the Tories decimated over the last 14 years, they stoke division in our communities instead. They ape the racist rhetoric of reform. They are building hate in our society, and they know they're doing it. We are the people fighting back. We are the people who take a stand against it. We will not be silent. Solidarity, everybody.
Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, everyone, for sticking around. The People's Assembly is made up of so many different parts, and that's why we have so many speakers. But I think it's important that they stay and listen to each one of them because they represent everybody out here today. So thank you very much for sticking around for the speakers. Keep our NHS public. It's been a vital part in organising this demonstration. So our next speaker is Dr. John Prentice.
Solidarity, brothers and sisters from Gump, keep our NHS public, been fighting for the NHS for 20 years. Also, solidarity on behalf of our sister organisation, End Social Care Disgrace. The crisis in the NHS is pretty obvious for all to see. Waiting list now of 7.4 million. Ambulances queuing outside crammed A&E departments. 60,000 people each month waiting more than 12 hours on trolleys in A&E because there are no beds available. What happens to them? Well, a lot of them die. According to the Royal College of Emergency Medicine, 350 people dying each week because of delays in A&E. I have to say we don't hear Wes Streeting talking about that. In fact, Labour's main focus is on supporting the private sector, which they say will help the NHS because it has common aims and objectives. I wonder if, like me, you think that may be connected to the fact that Wes Streeting has taken £225,000 in donations from people associated with the private healthcare industry. 1 year post-election almost, and progress in restoring the NHS as promised is painfully slow. With the current rate of reduction in the waiting list, it would take another 34 years to get back down to 2.5 million. Only 10 years ago, let's not forget, only 10 years ago, the NHS ranked internationally as the best model of care in the world. And so what we're saying to Labour, stop saying that the NHS has more money than ever before and just needs reform. Improvement under New Labour came from investment in the NHS, not from its market-driven reforms. If the average annual funding increase given to the NHS up to the year 2010 had been continued, the NHS would have had 423 billion more in funding than it has done. France spends about 40 billion a year more on healthcare, Germany 73 billion. We need to invest in staff to fill 120,000 vacancies. We need restorative pay rises to attract and retain workers. We should celebrate the vital role played by staff from overseas. 1 in 5 of the NHS workforce and 1 in 3 in social care. And Labour should heed Lord Darcy when he said, we can't afford not to invest in the NHS, to which we would add, if the NHS fails, then so does the economy. So our message again to Labour is invest in the future, invest in the NHS and its staff, tackle poverty and inequality to reduce ill health, and do that by redistributing wealth. Tax the rich, welfare not warfare, abandon the vicious attacks on the elderly, on disabled and on migrant workers. See health and social care not as a drain on the taxpayer, but as a crucial way of improving quality of life. And use your massive majority to make a positive difference. No return to austerity. And whose NHS is it anyway? Whose NHS? Our NHS. Whose NHS? Our NHS. Thank you.
This country's a job. Whose NHS? Whose NHS? Now our next speaker is the former leader of the Labour Party. He is a man who has dedicated his life to human dignity. He may be the former Labour leader, but he is the leader of progressive thought in Britain. Big welcome to Jeremy Corbyn!
Thank you, and thank you all for being here today. A big thanks to all the organisations that have put this together. Because look at us, we are people with disabilities. We're people campaigning on environment and sustainability. We're people campaigning against poverty within our society. And we're people campaigning for peace around the world and an end to the arms trade and arms sales. That is what unites us together. Of the kind of society we could live in rather than the one we do live in at the moment. The world is spending this year $2.7 trillion on arms, 9% up on last year. Next year, it will possibly reach even $3 trillion. In the case of Britain, the Prime Minister has announced that defence spending is going to go up to 3% of GDP, then 3.5%, and now there are demands to put it up to 5%. That amounts to at least £13 billion a year more on armaments. And this week they announced they're building 6 new nuclear-powered submarines and a whole new generation of nuclear warheads, which is actually in contravention of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. And so, as the wars rage around the world, the killing fields in Ukraine and Russia, the abominable, deliberate starvation of children in Gaza, and the genocide that's inflicted against the Palestinian people continues. Surely to goodness, we need a world of peace. We need a world of peace that will come through the vision of peace, the vision of disarmament, and the vision of actually challenging the causes of war, which leads to the desperation and the refugee flows of today. And here at home, we're told the government is making tough choices. Many of you may not remember her or have heard of her, but there was a wonderful Labour MP when I was first elected to Parliament called Joan Maynard, who was MP for Sheffield. And she sat me down the first day I was in Parliament, poured me a cup of tea and said, "Jeremy, one sentence of advice for you." As she poured the tea, she said, "Jeremy, if either of the front benches in Parliament say these are tough decisions we're taking, it's the working class who are losing out." And so when governments tell us they're making tough decisions to take £5 billion out of the welfare budget, knowing full well that people will be denied personal independence payments they desperately need to survive. Knowing by not removing the 2-child benefit cap, you're consigning millions of children to a continuation of poverty. Not compensating the WASPy women for the injustice they were done, taking away the winter fuel allowance, continuing the massive levels of debt for young people who had the temerity to go to college. Surely to goodness, let's be together for peace, for justice, for sustainability. But above all, let's not go forward as a movement of despair, go forward as a movement of hope. And what we can achieve together, the society we can build together, the inspiration, the creativity, and the hope that's there. That's what unites us, that's what makes us strong, and that's what makes us carry on and on and on, when all these people will be long forgotten and gone. Thank you very much.
Oh, Jeremy Corbyn. Oh, Jeremy Corbyn. Thanks, Jeremy. So, we got a politician. He's called West Streeting. He's trying to privatize your NHS. We said, boo. This next speaker, she almost beat him. She was 500 votes out. It's the Amendment.
Friends, comrades and champions of justice, I join you here today because enough is enough. We are living under a system that shows complete and calculated disregard for human life, whether through cultural harm or complicity in genocide abroad. As a British Palestinian, I know you struggle with what's happened, and I see the connection clear as a number. The same political class enabling the genocide in Gaza is the one opposing austerity here. The same government that finds endless billions for bombs and bullets claims that the money for nurses, teachers, parents, the very people who keep this country going. It is the same cruelty, the same contempt, the same system. In Gaza, children are being starved and slaughtered with British weapons and with the help of the British diplomatic cover. Our so-called leaders are apartheid, block ceasefires, and shield war criminals. And at home, those same leaders tell us
Okay, we've seen just Jeremy Corbyn and Diana Abbott together right now. the passive terrorist supporters all gathered together with communism. As we can see, the red and the black flags unite. It would be nice if I could actually think of a question to ask, but I can't. Thank you for jihading the like button, everyone. Open your eyes. I'm sorry, I can't see what you're saying, but I think you're talking to Lieutenant on that one. I'm just recording Jeremy Corbyn at the moment, whilst some of the terrorist supporters ranting on the stage. Looks like Jeremy Corbyn is doing an interview with a mainstream media of some sort.
Thank you so much, what an important message. Another road is possible. And it is possible in this movement. Our next speaker represents homes for all. So many people. Now a lot of house prices rise, wages stagnate. Please welcome Pamela Bora. We organised a housing block on this demonstration because we are facing a housing emergency and people voting Labour to do something about it, not to make it worse. We're very clear about what the government should do to solve the housing crisis. One, they need to build and all provide a new generation of council housing. Angela Rayner says she will build 1.5 million homes. Where is the funding for council homes? Council housing is the only answer, but the government chooses instead to create others for the lack of access to housing. After years of demolition of health and austerity, these governments, landlords, developers, are calling for housing crisis, not migrants, not refugees.
Distribution of housing. The government should take over its funds and let council manage them for the benefit of the people.
I want the person
Government must guarantee the power of landlords. We need a national control system of rent control and retail. We need secure policies for workers. We need protection for elections.
Sorry guys, I can't really hear anything from what they're saying. All I can say is there goes Zion Abbott. There goes
Okay, I'll check it out. I don't like going to it, so I'll check it out.
My name's United States.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, guys. I'll check it out and get it
Jeremy's taking some photos. Let's see if we can ask Jeremy Corbyn at least one question. Mr. Corbyn!
I'll take your picture if you take mine. Bargain chicken.
Mr. Corbyn!
We've met before,
Mr. Corbyn, can I ask you, have you had an opportunity in the last 2 years to visit Gaza or the kibbutz?
No, I've been here all the time campaigning in support of the people of Palestine, and I've been raising issues all over Europe and the United States on this. I think my primary focus has also been stopping British arms supplies to Israel, and so I managed to get the private member's bill through its first stage in Parliament this week, demanding an open public inquiry into the supply of weapons that have been complicit in acts of genocide in Gaza.
Do you have any intentions of going to Israel or to Gaza to visit, actually see the site?
At the moment, no, I have no plans at the moment. My focus is entirely on political campaigning here. But let's see what happens in the future. The important thing is to make a difference, if you can, where you can. And I think my best option is working here politically, and that's what I'm doing.
Thank you.
What about Zelensky? What do you think about Zelensky? What should we have to do?
Okay, well, we did ask at least one or two questions.
I wanted to say thank you for giving me hope again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here today.
I joined the party to vote for you and left.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think this thing is coming to a close. This whole thing is kind of coming to a close. We may hang around and see.
We'll be in touch definitely.
And anything you want, because I owe party the grace of God. And if I cannot help, any other independent, Russian or no Russian.
I don't think that's even working now.
No, the band.
Yes, we are.
Because they're telling too much shit. If you tell them,
who was charged with battering his girlfriend. And when they come with this woman, we are saying no, we are standing up, and we are standing with them to say stop the Islamophobia and stop the attacks.
I believe Jeremy Corbyn has now left. To be honest with you, there's nothing left to hang around here for.
Every time they drive through an attack of violence, every time they're involved in fashions like Tommy Robinson, and I'm here with some bad news. But that fascist Tommy Robinson has just been released from prison and he's calling another demonstration.
Oh, another fat communist complaining about Tommy Robinson.
Well, last time we were here in our tens of thousands to say stop the fascists.
You know, I think communism would suit her because she needs to lose a couple of pounds. The starving fields of Russia would actually definitely suit this communist. She needs a bit of communism. Capitalism has clearly given her way too much. But I bet at the end of today she's going to end up eating something that was sold in a capitalistic market. Enjoy the kebabs.
Get involved! Here's Robert talking about island strangers is absolutely nonsense. People are atomized because they have been cut in the community services, because they're being declined in the trade. People don't have community anymore.
There's some mainstream news. Mainstream media gear. Damn, they've got some hefty gear, these people. Okay, people are slowly leaving now. I hope you guys can still hear me. Yeah, that chunky roly-poly, I bet she won't like the starvation that communism brings. No, this is a whole other group. Okay, let's go see if we can say hi to Lewis from the Lewis Errington Another Alternative. Let's see if we can say hello to Lewis. I trust the sounds are coming through. Thank you, Lieutenant. Thank you. I love you. They're off to have a tofu salad. Yes, they are. They're off to have a tofu salad. Oh, I think. Oh, Press TV. This is Iranian propaganda, straight out of IRCG from the Islamic Republic. Over to you. Interesting how the IRCG just functions freely in this country. Incredible.
It's brilliant. It's a real step forward. But it's not what working people need.
What working people need is what the Labour Party agreed in 2021 when we wrote a document called A New Deal for Working People. Working people don't need more rights. Of course, more rights are welcome, and people, lawyers like myself, love rights because we fight in the courts over them. Of course we do. And nobody in their right mind would say, I don't want any more rights. But it's not the issue. The issue at work is power, or rather lack of it.
Let's go take a walkabout. Lewis is still sitting.
And workers collectively to defend themselves at work. And that is largely because of the
Most of the people have left.
Anti-union laws
Kind of thin on the ground.
Trade unions all those years ago.
Oh, Mr. Corbyn, how are you, sir? Just saw your brother.
And the problem with this bill is that it gets rid of some of the anti-union laws, minimum strikes, minimum service level act and so on, but it doesn't attack the major constraints, the major restrictions on trade unions defending workers and the working class. And that's what we need.
There's Piers Corbyn.
We need to get rid of. We
Not quite as famous as his younger brother, but there he is. Doing his
One
thing.
is that it doesn't provide a mechanism by which we can restore.
This thing is kind of thin on the ground, this one.
And the other is
Not a lot going on.
give us the right to strike.
A little bit empty. I think it got even more empty. Got a little even more empty when Jeremy finished. Most of the people I think left. Yeah, this one is definitely thin on the ground. There isn't as much on this particular march, but the communist tents are up. Merchandising, merchandising. You got to love the merchandising. We got merches, we've got cafes, we've got bands, we've got flags. Sorry?
We are from Syria.
You're from Syria?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, there's a Syrian flag.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Like and subscribe.
Working right across the economy. We're here today because austerity affects everyone.
Right. There's not a lot going on.
Whether you're a postal worker, whether you're a rail worker, whether you're an artist, anybody in our economy is affected by lack of investment.
Tax the rich.
By no pay, by the deindustrialization of our economy. Working people are angry, and we've seen that in the recent election results.
Sorry.
Now, I don't believe that
God, it's so dead.
woke up one day just a little bit more racist.
This one is a little bit empty.
They agree with Corbyn's anti-immigrant rhetoric. The reality is the rise of reform and the far right comes from a deep-seated anger in our communities, and they are right to be angry. People are faced limits and
More merchandising. Merchandising. Capitalism at work, right next to the Socialist Workers' Party tent. You gotta love the Socialist Party's tent right next to capitalism. Let's sell. Capitalism hard at work, right next to the Socialist Party. You gotta love this. Oh, look at this. Some amazing shirts. These shirts. Hello, sir. Oh, you don't want to.
I don't want that.
Sorry?
I don't want that.
Oh, you don't want
I
to.
don't want
Yeah, but you're in the street.
It's still my property. Absolutely, sir.
Yeah, but if you're in the street, you don't have the right to actually stop people. I know,
Thank you very much.
but you don't have the right to say it.
I'm not saying. Now you're accusing me of
No, no, no. I said you don't have the right to tell me.
Go away. Go away. You guys are wrong. Go away, sir. Come on, sir, get real.
No, the fact is you're in the street, sir. You're in the street. You don't have the, you don't actually have the right for privacy. Yeah. You're in the street. This is the street.
Don't argue with somebody else, bro. Don't argue with somebody else. Bye-bye. Go away. Go away. Bye-bye. 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 Go away. Go away. Bye-bye.
If you were anywhere else, you wouldn't have the right. You're in the street. You don't have the right to tell me not to record. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. But you don't tell me not to record. You literally are telling me to stop. Sorry?
Why do you like antagonizing?
I didn't. I was just recording the street. He decided that I'm not. Yeah, we're back in the street. In the street.
Stop it. Stop it.
But I didn't. No, I'm just recording. I'm not saying a word. It's your right. But that is my right to record. No, it's not antagonizing. You don't antagonize my right. Getting antagonized. I'm not antagonizing. I was actually just walking by. I know. If he didn't say anything, I wouldn't have even bothered. Oh, it's illegal.
But let's not continue. This is about somebody else and what other people are doing. We have to build a movement that's going to make a difference.
I was literally walking by. He didn't say anything.
Unless we are strong. We have to stand up. We have to organise and make sure that these people understand that when we say we want welfare instead of warfare,
Have a good one, so I'm going to go
when we
back.
say we want our public servants to be paid properly, when we say we want to see an end to racism, when we say we want to see an end to sexism, when we say we want to see an end to all inequality, that we're not just saying these things, that we are prepared to stand up and organise and do something
And they
about
say,
it.
don't record me. Because I'm in the street.
And if you move,
They don't. They put their stuff in the street, and then they don't want people to record their stuff in the street. It's kind of a paradox. I want to be seen, but I don't want to be seen.
This is what the movement looks like. This is what the future looks like. And we are prepared
This is what the future looks like. About 12 people.
to make sure the future isn't something that we just dream about. But the future
Nobody really cares what this future looks like.
and it's going to be a future where working class people,
It's clear a lot of people don't care.
where the rich and the powerful have had their day, because we're not prepared to.
Can I just ask you? Do you think Syria is better now than it was before? Is it recovering? Is it getting better?
Actually, I will tell you, for us, Syrian people, it's devil.
It's devil.
It's devil coming. It's nice for us.
Really?
Yes.
Better than
It's
Ashar?
nice coming. It's nice.
Really?
Because Bashar Assad
Worse than all
more
that.
than kill us. You know, Israel not kill us.
Yeah.
They will not kill us.
So are you saying that you're actually better off even with Israel? Anyone
who come, we will be happy. We will be so happy to come. Really? Because
It was that bad. It was that bad.
in us 50 years. We need them here. We need them Europe.
So hopefully things get better.
He can do what he wants to
Yeah,
do.
Trump said they are lifting the sanctions now from Syria. They're lifting the sanctions. Trump said they're going to lift the sanctions.
The new president.
Yeah.
He lived Christian, Jews. If someone want to drink, someone want to make sex
It's
with
free.
you, that's what you want to do. And this Muslim, what people
Yeah. But he's
say,
becoming.
everyone do what they want to do.
That's good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hopefully things will be better. Looks like the Syrian people are getting the kind of, hopefully, maybe the freedom that they want. It seems that they're trying to suppress some of the Islamists. That's it. It's over here, guys. This is finished. How are you, man? Good to see you, man. Good.
Got have a flags here.
Lewis Errington, you all know. I saw you actually. I was following your live while I was coming down.
I have Street Mike's stool with me.
Yeah.
He gave me his stool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I saw. You were sitting. I was like, what was he sitting?
Yeah.
So where is Street Mike?
I don't know. He's going to Speaker's Corner tomorrow though.
Yeah, I'm going to come. I'm going to come. Definitely. Because we've got a lot to talk about, a lot of events. Oh yeah. This whole thing is. But where's PC? CP, sorry.
They're at the Admiralty.
Where's that?
It's a pub near Trafalgar Square.
Oh, they've gone to the pub. Oh, I see. They're not. She didn't come to this one.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was going to go home because I have a few things I want to do. But where's the pub?
It's this way, just 5 minutes off the road.
All right. Did you finish?
Yeah. I'm gonna finish.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the edges here and sign it off. Oh my god. But I did actually interview Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah, same.
On the side. Yeah, I managed to get a little couple of words out.
Interview with Corbyn.
And I saw Diane Abbott, but I didn't really. Diane Abbott literally walked past me like this, just in front of me, and I looked at her. I was like, "Is that Diane Abbott? It looks a lot like." I thought it was a lookalike. I didn't want to say.
I thought that's her cousin. Yeah.
Oh, the thing it was here, Piers as well.
Yeah, I saw Piers.
Yeah, he gave me a leaflet.
Yeah. Oh, today was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna have my stream here.
Are you gonna end it there? All right, dude. All right, guys, we're. Let me.
Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Eric London, and joining us, and I cover popularity, protests, and events on the channel. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you stay notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. We'll be live and direct tomorrow at Speaker's Corner.
All right, guys, I'm not entirely sure whether you can see me. I'm gonna just go with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. This is our live stream at an end, by the looks of things. We are going to, we're going to end it. The TASIF terrorist supporters have finished their little march. The communists are going to go home and have some McDonald's and enjoy some movies on their iPhones, because communism is so good and capitalism is so bad. As they walk home in their Nike trainers, Levi's jeans, and Samsung and Apple mobiles. The amount of irony here is unbelievable, and of course all the capitalist kafir and Palestinian flag sellers. Well, we had an interview with the communist Hamas terrorist supporter Jeremy Corbyn. All the tacit terrorist supporters around us, supporting the murder and death of babies and women and children. So from us, from Hafiz TV, thank you so much for joining us. And see you guys next time. I'm Israel Chai. Peace. Yes. There's a lot.